Hey everyone, Wanderbot here, and welcome to the Aethermancer demo. It is quite possibly one of my most anticipated games. Quite possibly, it is absolutely one of my most anticipated games of 2025. Gotta make sure I got the year right. I am still living in the past. Anyway, it is a Monster Collection roguelike by the Monster Sanctuary developers, which is extremely exciting for me because I love Monster Sanctuary. It's one of my favorite games ever made, and so let's see what they've done. I guess with the formula, what they've done with that expertise and what they're carrying over into a new game, especially a roguelike. For too long, you've overstepped your place. Void will cover every city of our world, starting in Vigil. A fitting end, if considered. All was created, now all shall share our fate. First the fractured ruins, then all of Terrastay, then you. Mithras. Syrinx. So is this... Mithras was a character in Monster Sanctuary. Unfortunately, I've forgotten the plot. So they are connected, I think. First monster, you can choose your soul-bonded monster. You can start with this monster in future runs. So, Sharuf, Jotun, or two that are not in the demo. So we have... oh boy. So we've got worthiness level... let's see. Scorched Earth signature trait. Whenever this monster applies one or more burn stacks to an enemy, breaks poise on them. Okay. Let's see. 2 times 3 damage to a target enemy. Purges enemy Aether. Ooh, so that means small numbers. This is going to sound kind of weird, but I actually really like roguelikes and games in general that uses the smallest possible, like, number values. Enemies hitting for 100 is no different from enemies hitting for like 10 or even 1 damage, and so I actually really like small numbers in these games. It's easier for me to math it out, and it just feels like it's a much more grounded experience. I think also I've been playing a lot of board games, and so it just feels familiar. And yeah, I know my avatar is covering the UI, but it's only going to be for these screens. Whenever damage is dealt to this monster's shield, deals combined water-wind hit to the attacker with that much damage. Ooh. Redirect to self. I like the idea of a shielder that does retaliation damage. I think I might go with Jotun. We're inside the void now. The entirety of the fractured ruins have been devoured by it. Wild monsters roam the area. My old friend, I will once again require your support in battle. Okay, so we've got Jotun. So, wild monsters blocking our path. We'll have to fight it. They really did a good job with these portraits. And, like, the artistry in general. Monster Sanctuary looked nice, but it was definitely a little on the rudimentary side. This is so much more developed, and it looks lovely. Monsters can use different actions in combat. Most actions cost Aether to be used. There are 4 different elements of Aether: fire, earth, water, and wind. You currently don't have much Aether. Your only option is to do a basic attack. Okay, so we do have a bit of shield, but it's not much. Okay. Enemy has poise weakness. The color of the diamond icon next to their health bar corresponds to the element they're weak to. Attack those with enough hits of that element, they'll be staggered. A staggered enemy skips its next action and all damage to it is increased by 50%. Try it out if you have enough Aether to now stagger them. So I could do a roar, but that's not going to do anything. Ice Smash is just going to take him out. Stagger, but kill. Works. Okay, this is the worthiness screen. Your monster gains worthiness in combat through a variety of means, like dealing damage, healing allies, or preventing enemy actions. Worthiness provides a small permanent bonus to your monsters, which persists when you rebirth your monsters in future runs. Okay, I'm digging this. Learn 2 times skill reroll. Okay, and it looks like some of the damage is permanent. It carries over. So I'm assuming it's kind of to an anti-grind measure, maybe. There's the monster shrine over there. The constructs have been created by my kind over the course of thousands of years. We can perform a monster rebirth there. We should do so. Safety in numbers. Monster rebirth allows you to add a new monster to your party. You only require a monster's soul to do so. Each monster shrine may only be used once. Start each run with a random soul in your inventory, and each monster shrine has 2 random souls that can be reborn for free. You may only find and use souls of monsters that you've already have a memento of. A memento is an object that represents the Aethermancer's bond to a monster. You may craft mementos of new monsters by using the Aethermancer's capture action on them in combat. So we have the Ooze, types poison tank. 2 poison to itself. Whenever poison triggers on this monster, enemies also take damage from it. Toxic Slash, and then heals allies, but also poisons allies. Let's see. So, Tatzelworm, Toxic Slash. Damage to enemy, applies poison to the enemy. Fire damage against an enemy, and on crit applies poison. Extra crit chance for every poison stack. Oh, that's a very good poison build. Not really what I'm going for here, though. Start of combat applies regeneration to self. Whenever regeneration triggers on this monster, applies regeneration to each ally. And triggers, okay, regen on them. I think we probably want to go with the Mandragora. Okay, so I'm missing souls, so I can't pick up these other ones. Wolpertinger and Orthrus as well. But yeah, I think we're going to go with this guy. Why is it? Oh, using soul from a memento. Sure. But yeah, I'm going to try and go for like a high durability shields retaliation build. And see if I can sustain myself with that. This time, let's initiate combat by performing a Void Blitz. The ability allows the Aethermancer to ambush the enemies, removes 2 poise from the targeted enemy, and makes them easier to stagger in combat. I don't know which one I'm actually aiming for, so we're just going to pick that one and see what happens. Okay, Void Blitz isn't the Aethermancer's only ability. Aethermancer may also use certain actions in combat, such as capture and artifacts. Artifacts are special items you can use in combat. Each artifact has a certain number of uses, which are refreshed whenever you get to a rest site. Okay. So, crafts a memento of target staggered monster. If it's not already owned, captures its soul, consumes a blank memento, and then heals target for 15. Okay, shields self for 2 times 3, and redirects to self. Looks like they're weak to... They're weak to ice. Last time they did a decent amount of damage. We could try and go for the redirect anyway. Let's start with the redirect. And Spore, weakness. We can shatter that guy. Perfect. And it gets hit by the retaliation, loses some of its durability. We get that regen going. Okay, so I'm going to capture... Do we want the Wolpertinger? Can I inspect? Okay, Wolpertinger, Eagle Eyes, signature trait. Can copy the last 2 actions and use them at once. Copied action purges the same amount of elements Aether. Okay. So... Bubble Trick applies Sidekick to self, which I believe is a crit chance bonus. Wind... Oh, and these are the abilities that it can copy. I don't know if I want this. Like, I could capture it, but I don't know if I'd benefit from it. So we're going to do Ice Smash on this guy. I'm probably just take out the Tatzelworm, because, yeah, we don't want a Poisoner. It doesn't help me much at all. Ow. Or no, it just broke the shield. So we didn't actually take any damage on that. So let's do another shout. And I think we're just going to apply weakness to this guy again. No reason to go quick. Okay, so it seems like shield maybe resets, but not that much. Like, it seems like he always defaults to 2 shield, maybe, and I don't know if that's like a retain or if that character just generates that amount of shield every turn. Detailed worthiness information. Neat. So damage dealt, damage prevented, actions prevented. That's cool. And we also get a trait. Okay. Gains aging. For every 3 age, applies redirect and shield self for 2/6. So, oh, this is going to be so cool. So these are the, like, major traits from the, from Monster Sanctuary, or at least some of them. Oh, man. Okay. Oh. Oh, this is so cool. And some of these are extremely powerful. So, gains aging. For every 3 age, applies redirect and shield self for 2/6. I don't know if that triggers every 3 turns. This just shields all allies, or retaliate. Shield self for 4. On every 3 retaliates, additionally cleanses 3 corruption from self. So that purple HP that's been removed from him, effectively knocking him down from 45 down to 43, it clears that, which is extremely useful. All of these are good. I like the idea of endless endurance because that could actually synergize with a whole bunch of things, but I feel like incorruptible is kind of the easy answer. Kind of. Gain Salve, rare equipment. At the end of combat, cleanses 3 corruption from self. On action, chance to generate a random Aether. Increases damage of each water hit. Okay, so it looks like we can only have 1. Also, now we have a another cleanse, so maybe I didn't need that, but whatever. You're up at height now. You can use the Void Dash to dash between cliffs. Okay, hold up. It says shift. The problem is... Okay, this is going to be very silly. I'm not using shift. Okay, circle. Got it. I just needed to know what button it specifically wanted me to use there. Nope, that's not it. There we go. Body made of Aether and a fellowship of beautiful little monsters. You must be an Aethermancer. I hope you're here to help us out and not cause more problems. I'll try my best. Who is us? Sorry, rude of me not to introduce myself. I'm Lily, resident witch of Pilgrim's Rest. You should come visit sometime. It's beautiful when there isn't a void threatening to swallow it whole. Perhaps I will. My name is Syrinx. I hope that no ill fate befalls Pilgrim's Rest and its people. That's sweet of you to say. I knew it. Somebody with a band of monsters following them around can't be a bad person. How about this? Meet me in Pilgrim's Rest and I'll offer you my services. I'm an expert in soul bonding, you see. Soul bonding uses a monster's memento to bond its soul to you, which means it's always there when you need it. So, whenever I go into the void anew, it's at my side if I choose it. That could be useful indeed. Exactly. I can also help you out whenever we run across each other in the void. Here, let me use some of this magic powder to bestow a small boon on your monsters. Okay. Aura. On action from ally triggers regeneration on them. Whenever regeneration stacks are applied to an ally, applies an additional stack. Healing of regen stacks is reduced by 1, or every 100 healing on your allies applies 2 power. Don't know about that one. Instant regeneration is kind of extremely useful. Okay, start of your turn, heals this monster by 5, consumes a stack. I don't think long-lived is particularly good. Let's go for instant regeneration. Let's see. That object is surrounded by aether particles. It must contain some hidden power awakened by the void. I can make use of that power if I act wisely. Whoop. This is a void meteorite, a fragment of a dying star that landed here. They're quite rare. Something must have pulled it here by force. So, Void Meteorite can bestow an elemental affinity perk to one of your monsters. It will enhance a monster's basic attack to deal damage to their respective element and generate an additional aether of that element. I'd probably give it to Jotun. Let me check. We need wind more than water. Okay, doesn't look like I can interact with that again, unsurprisingly. These branching paths lead deeper into the void. I can sense each path will take me to a different zone, all part of the same biome, but with different fates in store for me. This is but the beginning of my journey towards the core of the void. Okay, so we have okay, Aether Spring, Knight, or Envoy. I'm gonna go Envoy. Aether Spring seems like it's... You know, I actually have no idea. I don't know anything. Okay, so where are we going? I guess we're going down. The zone contains an unused monster shrine you can use to rebirth another monster for your team. There's also this thing here. I don't know. Hello? Do my eyes deceive me? Another Aethermancer here inside the void. I'm called Alioth. Wait, wasn't Alioth also a dude? I thought Alioth... These were like, monsters, I think, that you fought in Monster Sanctuary. So this probably makes it a prequel. I will have to refresh my memory of the plot. I think that's the case. I don't remember. Called Alioth, they sent me here to investigate the massive void phenomenon. Are you here to assist me? I'm here on my own. This issue seemed too important to ignore. An Aethermancer operating on their own. So you weren't set by Quilos? Equilos, probably. How curious. No matter. Surely we can help each other out. Let me share my findings with you. As is known, void is the ever-destroying, ever-changing, ever-creating substance of the universe, a manifestation of entropy. Void materializes naturally when a body of enormous amounts of aether dies, such as a star. Nobody knows, then, why an unprecedented amount of void would appear on Terraste, the fractured ruins of all places. In my brief time here, I've come to two conclusions regarding the massive void phenomenon. One, it is growing, at a slow but steady inevitable pace, which means it'll eventually devour all of Terraste, theoretically speaking. Two, its central point is at the center of the former holy city Vigil, beyond the fractured ruins. So if there's a point of origin to the massive void phenomenon, that's it. Beyond the fractured ruins at the center of Vigil. Thanks, I'll head there right away. Should you fail in your quest, your body will rematerialize at the stone circle next to that village outside the void, good as new. Your monsters will be quite dead, however. Before you leave, I take it you're proficient with artifacts, aren't you? In that case, I believe I can help you out with my magic. Let's see what I have for you. Pick an artifact. Strangely shaped ore chunk hovers in the air above Alioth's head. This is ethereal ore. A metal infused with ether. Commonly believed to be extremely rare. Much more common in the void, however. I could split the ore in two, forming two artifacts. One for you, one for me. You can have the first if you like. Sure. Power to target ally. Or cleanses debuff heals. Let's go for the heroic horn. We've already got heal and support, so it seems kind of irrelevant. Oh, so attacking with height advantage is actually quite useful. Good to know. Okay, we get another skill reroll. Wait, did I get gold from, like, brushing through a tree? Oh no. Okay, high ground, sure. Now let's see if this is a 1, 2, or 3 monster fight. 3 monster fight. Okay, so this might be a bit on the tricky side. We'll see what happens. Looks like they're weak to water and wind. Okay. You're fighting an unknown monster, a monster that you don't have a memento of yet. So we can capture one if we want to. Let's inspect first. Okay, so these are mine. We have this guy, Power Nexus. For every 5 Aether purged, Aether stolen, or weakness applied to the party, or by the party, applies power to self. So that's actually quite good. It is also a tank. Perks initial shield. Oh. Let's see. Damage against enemy. Purges Aether. Damage against target enemy. Damage to self. Purges Aether. Shield self. Redirect to self. Retaliate. And then a Pollen Blast as well. So actually this guy does synergize reasonably well with Mandragora. Maybe not so much so with Jotun. What about the other one? On attack, if it was the monster's first attack of the turn, heals the ally with the lowest health by 3. If it was the monster's second attack, this monster's second attack of the turn applies power to self. Okay. So water, fire fang. Damage against an enemy, sidekick to self. On interrupt, applies power to all allies. Cleanses debuff. So conversely, this guy doesn't quite fit the build, but does a decent amount of damage. The main thing is, I can probably get this guy to power up a bunch just by hitting them with Pollen Blast a bunch of times. Oh, the only immediate problem is we might have some amount of issues. Yeah, what does interrupt? Triggers when an enemy action is interrupted. So staggered, killed, or enemy lacks Aether for the action cost. Okay. I think I might try and go for the dog just because. Because having too many of my creatures use the exact same element types could be tricky. Okay. Oh, and we can even see what attacks they're doing. Sets base damage of each hit to 1. Each hit consumes a stack. Oh. So weakness is extremely good. I'm probably going to knock him down a tick. Ow. Oh, there's the retaliation. Oh, but we lost the tank. Okay, he loses the corruption. I could roar again. It's not the worst idea. Can I check how much regeneration they've stacked? Oh. I think the problem is regeneration goes down by 1 every turn. Yeah, so I could try and do Ice Mash. I'm still thinking Roar is probably our easiest and best option. Let's see. Could do a Refreshment. Might still want to do a Spore. Yeah, problem is I'm not really weakening them down. Oh, you know, I should probably actually go for... Oh, wait, no, that worked. It didn't really work. Okay, so we get him with the stagger at the very least. Not great numbers here. Okay. Enemy's going to reset their poise. Well, that's fine. Apart from resetting their poise, reset actions generate random Aether. Enemies use reset actions the turn after they're staggered or enough turns pass in combat without them being staggered. Okay, thing is, don't really have too much of a choice. Well, I'm going to start by capturing this guy. So hopefully that works. I wonder if the charges recover on a per turn basis. Because that probably actually does matter. Okay, let's get rid of the dog. Do we heal Jotun? Yeah, I'm just going to heal Jotun. Ow. At least that one heals itself. Ow. Okay, reset action weakness. So yeah, definitely looking forward to having a wider variety here. Okay, so if I do... Do I do the shield? Fortunately, I don't know if the shield is really the trick here. But since I've been weakened, it was going to be an issue. Oh, Volcanic Guard. So he gives himself shields. We don't take as much. Oh, and he didn't heal himself. Well, it's okay. Get the retaliate. Stinky. Have the Mandragora heal itself, which should also heal. Yeah. So that's how the healing works. Tricky, but not too much of a problem. We've got a decent amount of sustain. The big issue is corruption. But once I have a full party of 3, this shouldn't be an issue. Let's just weaken him down. Not quite enough weakness for what I'm going for, but it's at least something. Oh, is the one problem with a, like, big tanky build. That it doesn't work too hot when you're unable to tank well enough. I'll have to see if I can actually swap equipment over. See if I can actually give the anti-corruption thing. Let's see. Gain the soul of the Sharufe or whatever it's called. Okay, this is something else. Oh, so we can actually kind of go places here. Maybe. Wander around a little bit, because it seems like there's maybe more. This must be what the monster can call a blessed pond. For a simple offering of coin, it may cleanse one's soul. Ooh. Yeah, he's got a fair bit. Which is tricky. There's some more monsters. And looks like this is a dead end. Supposedly there's a shrine that I can go interact with that hopefully will give me another monster, because currently I'm fighting with 2. And that's tricky. Check the map. Oh, so we can teleport to points of interest. Oh, this is the shrine. I'm at Dinglehop. Well, actually, no, it's good, though. Oh, so I could actually grab the Sharoof if I wanted to. That's fun. I don't think I care, though. Applies 1 or more burn stacks to an enemy, applies poise damage to them. Purges Aether, burn... Yeah. Like, I'm probably better off going with this guy. Oh, he doesn't have as many abilities, though. That's okay. Oh, and it starts with some experience. That's really nice. Okay. Healing 1. Whenever an ally is healed to full health, cleanses 2 corruption from them. Yeah, let's go for that. Seems like corruption is going to be a serious issue, and so having the ability to purge corruption consistently here is going to be extremely nice. Okay, so now that we've done that, let's see. Go here, and now we can actually fight on terms. I was wondering about, like, where the shrine was. I must have missed it. Guess I wasn't paying it too much attention. Let's probably go for this guy first, because he's going to be the one I break the easiest, maybe. Okay, so let's do the Roar Redirect. I'll have to give him better shielding if I can. Because if I can actually boost up his shield... Oh, it didn't work. We currently have no wind. I think these guys are all wind. Tricky. Huh. Two by two, 3x2. Water and fire aether. Well, we don't need any more of those. We'll just probably hit the Wolpertinger. But yeah, that anti-corruption measure is actually going to be extremely useful, I think. Ow! Okay, let's just break that guy. Let's do a heal on Wolf. Okay, I'm going to try the Horn on Orthrus. Mainly, I want to see if artifacts get their charges back on a per round basis. Because that would actually be extremely useful to note. Okay. Damage to target enemy, sidekick to self. Let's see, I guess we won't fully know. It's fine. Yeah, sidekick is awesome. So it just allows for a bonus attack, and we'll just break that guy before it's a problem. Okay, let's start with a refreshment on him. I gotta check. Let's see. How does this work? Whenever an ally is healed to full health, cleanses 2 corruption from them. Once per monsters per combat. Still extremely useful. Because, yeah, we can potentially use that to, yeah, just keep our corruption down. Worthiness goes up. And we get another perk. Okay. Age to self. If it has 3 or fewer age stacks, then shields for 1 for each age stack. Free action. Oh, these are new abilities. Shield self for 2x6. Deals damage to the target enemy equal to the amount of shield on this monster. Moisturize is very silly. I think I'm going to grab it, because that pushes him a little closer to going for like a full age build. We skipped it earlier, and I shouldn't have. Oh, Wind Lance. Good enough on him. It's not particularly amazing, but it's still useful. Oh, I wonder if I can use that pool multiple times. Probably. Oh. I'm a fool. Okay, so who are we void blitzing? Probably just one of those guys. Okay, fighting an ooze, his signature trait can be tricky against, as it can deal increasing amount of damage to your party. So we can inspect traits. So here's the question. Okay, Heroic Horn does run out, slowly. We're gonna do just Aqua Pounce on this guy. Break him early. Limit what can go after me. And probably just do damage to this guy. Yeah, so we are going to have to go after that slime. As it is going to be tricky to deal with. Start working on breaking that down. Only does 2. Okay, so I've got 3 of these, which should be enough. I think that's only 1 shield, which is not great. But that's okay. And yeah, I might as well do Fire Fang on the down Tatzelworm, because applying Sidekick to self means we get the bonus attack. Oof. Yeah, so the drawing enemy actions only last for a round, which is, you know, fine. Moisturize me. Yeah, that's going to be extremely handy. Okay, do we do Ice Smash? Sure. I think we're just going to stagger both of them. Wow. Oh, this is just going to be convenient. Okay, do we just kill it? I guess I have no choice but to kill it. Oh, that's fine. Die. You know, the corruption is not as bad as I was worried it would be. I could see being an issue on a different build, though. Okay. Damage against target enemy, heals all allies for 7. Or heals target ally for 2x5 free action. I like free actions a lot. We just need to make sure we have enough Aether for it. Another skill reroll. Looks like we're good. Okay, so we have... Oh. End of the zone, may want to use the map to see if there's any undiscovered spots. So, map's clear. So we have an Aether Spring, we have just gold, or we have a Knight. Let's see about Knight next. So what are you useful for? The main question is, yeah, adds it to my team. Monsters. Can I see if this is going to replace something? Ah. Okay, yeah, we don't want to replace anybody. So this is probably most useful if one of your monsters has died. That you'll add it to the mix. Let's look around a little bit before we interact with that guy. But I think he's a friendly NPC. Still always worth checking a little bit. A bonfire there. Okay. Let's probably jump slam the slime just because the slime actually is a problem. I should probably go back and deal with that other guy. Ooh. They're looking harder and harder to break now. Okay, so I only have one water. Oh, but I can spore break this guy. Let's see. You can't do too much. I think I'm probably just going to wail on the slime more than anything else. Oh, interesting thing to note, though. You can use this to generate extra elements for a character to prep one of their moves beforehand. I'd actually forgotten about that. Ow. It's a hell of a lot of damage. Okay, whenever they take a certain amount of damage from an enemy action without being protected by a shield, they take Corruption. So Corruption's kind of stinky. I'm not actually too worried about that guy, though. Alright, let's start with some fire. Hit the ooze. Kill the ooze? Kill the ooze. Oh, that's how their passive works. By using Sidekick, they get to trigger another one of those. So if I do Ice Smash, I'm just gonna stun that guy. Yeah, I think that's worth it. Yeah, so in that case, we want to start with Fire Fang. That gets him Sidekick. We've got plenty of water, so let's go for a free heal. Give him some weakness. Get the Sidekick, so the wolf keeps boosting itself. Yeah, so if we can get anything that allows it to If we can get anything that allows it to keep sidekick for longer, that sucker is going to get insanely powerful. And yeah, the shield tanking isn't quite as good as I was hoping it would be, but that's okay. Oh, I should have actually led with a heal, just to farm some extra boosts. Oh well. Okay. 4x4 damage against target enemy. On interrupt, applies sidekick to self. Heals allies 2x4. Heals all allies by 2x4 is actually really good with a number of this guy's abilities. I'm gonna reroll. Definitely going for Cleansing Rain. Even if I don't like really want to build him for that, that combo is just too appealing. Okay. Let's warp to this guy. We should interact with him. This is probably the knight. Hail, fellow Void Delver. Ah, you have a terrible affliction upon you. Your head is on fire. That's just my face. I'm an Aethermancer. My name's Synergies. Aha! Apologies, I never met an Aethermancer, though I heard many stories about your kind. Hope nothing that paints us as too villainous. Villains! Nay, you are the heroes, guiding monsters towards worthiness, helping out across Terrastag. That is certainly the idea. In practice, however, our history looks a bit different. Ah, don't worry about ancient history. When I think about it, though, history is what made me come here in the first place. The history of the fractured runes, just like every true monster can. It's always been my dream to be here, to walk the pilgrimage path, to pass through the ancient gates, to see the beauty of the city itself. You know, I believe the monster deities are still here. They only show themselves to the most courageous and worthy of monsterkin. That's what it said in the stories my mother read to me. Sadly, most of the monsterkin I met in Pilgrim's Rest don't believe me, but I don't care. I will keep venturing into the void until the monster deities themselves recognize me as a monsterkin true and noble. Besides, as fellow Void Delvers, I'm sure we can help each other out. I like to collect equipment, you see. Sometimes I'm even able to upgrade them. Let me show you what I can do for you. Pick an equipment or refuse. Okay, so a mystery loot box. So we can take a rare lance or rare talisman. Buff is applied to this monster. Chance to apply another stack of the same buff. Ooh, damage of all... Oh. Yeah, increase the damage of all sidekick. That's kind of good. However, converts hit of each attack into wild damage plus 2. Chance to generate a random Aether. Oh, so that one is good. I mean, good choice. You get a lance. Okay. He's got a lance common. Just give it to the Mandragora as well? Sure. I wonder if I can actually swap equipment out. Maybe? Maybe not. Either way, it's a pretty good starter item. The free shielding is nice. Some monsters will attempt to ambush you. When you get close to them, you can use Void Parry. I don't know how to do Void Parry. Oh. I guess I pulled it off, question mark? Let's see. Go for a little bit more. Go for a roar? Question is, yeah, I can break the Mandragora. Yeah, it's because of that lance, I think. Might as well have him moisturize himself. Start getting those age stacks up. And then I could just do an Ice Smash. I think we just go for Roar. Ouch. Okay, so not the best situation. Do Fire Fang? Yeah. We've got a free heal. If I just do Spore, we can take this guy out. Yeah. I think that's worth it. Free Sidekick, bonus attack. Age for a bit more. And you know what? Let's just go for the Ice Smash, because we can actually knock this guy down. Okay. Let's do a Cleansing Rain. There's a little bit of corruption. There's a little bit more corruption. Let's see. Do we just do Spore? Yeah. And then Ice Smash. It's not going to fully knock the Dragon Buddy down, but it's enough. Ow! Whew. That's okay. He ain't going to last much longer. We've got a lot of water moves to hit him with. Let's probably just do a refreshment. And then Ice Smash. Take him out. Yeah, I always got to remember to use my... Oh, I should have even done the bonus shielding. Because, yeah, it just adds more worthiness for using those abilities. Okay, gained an Ooze Soul. Oh, interact with this thing. Up there, been everywhere else. Snag this. I'm excited for this. I loved Monster Sanctuary. I did find the, let's see. Spotted by Roaming Chimera. Oh, shoot. I was just trying to blitz it. Don't think it worked. Almost assuredly did not work. So what do we have, element-wise? Not much. Can I knock anybody down? The answer is no. Actually, I think I could. Yeah, we can knock this guy down. Because, yeah, we have just enough random wild elements that we can mess them up a bit. And they don't do too much damage. Okay. Do we do a Healing Rain? No. I think I'm going to eat the Tassel Worm. We've got enough other passive healing that we don't need it. Start doing damage to the Orthus. I'll break it. So far, so good. Yeah, I like Monster Sanctuary a lot. I thought it was a lot of fun. I did feel like the Metroidvania elements were, I don't want to say unnecessary, but there was definitely that element of like... let's see. Give me a second. I actually have to care about these things. Oh, we don't have enough fire. Ouch. We have no AoEs. Water and earth. Might as well go for that. Take him out. But yeah, the Metroidvania elements, I think, got in the way of what actually made Monster Sanctuary good, which was the monster combat. And so having a much more, like, varied roguelike-y version, I think, is actually going to be a ton of fun to play around with. Okay, let's go for Cleansing Rain. We got some debuffs. We're not going to do any damage because he's got a ton of weakness anyway. Okay, reset action weakness. Oh, they all get it. Stinky. It's fine. Question is, yeah, that won't take it down. Could use some free healing, seeing as we generate like a boatload of water here. I think it's because all of these characters are part water type. Does that trigger the sidekick? Yeah, and it staggers him. Perfect. Got time for an ice... or time for an ice smash? Of course we got time for an ice smash. Alright, let's do a cleansing rain. I don't think we've used it yet. Seeing as we took a decent amount of corruption. Oh, no, we must have used it earlier. Yeah, the one problem is Orthus getting the corruption is actually kind of tricky. He doesn't have that much max HP. Let's see. On win action from any ally, shields each ally for 2. Oh, that would be so good, but not useful. Same thing with tactical shields. We could do Outlast. Yep. Oh, that's extremely good on him. Because he can freely apply 1 aging every turn. Kind of. Support action converts Aether into Wild Aether. Scrap it for gold. We also have this thing, which is sus. A soul altar, a crude altar crafted by the Monsterkin many centuries ago as a place of worship for the monster deities. Release a random soul. Sacrifice is required for those who wish to use the soul altar's power. Should you accept, use one of your spare souls. Okay. Gets you a boon for 2 battles. Okay. I don't know what soul I got rid of. Also, interact with this thing. Collection of statues is likely related to a local monsterkin tradition. I haven't seen anything like it anywhere else during my travels on Terrastay. So it's just a random bit of lore. Okay. Oh, and we've looped back. So we must be heading south? South. Something I can interact with here? No, it doesn't look like it. Yeah, there are monsters hanging out in the area. Ooh. So which? Loot drop epic or merchant? I don't know what which is, but a loot drop just sounds extremely good. As you may have noticed, corruption is a constant danger that diminishes your monster's survivability throughout a run. Only a few ways of cleansing corruption, and they only cleanse a limited amount at a time. Successfully dealing with corruption by preventing it and playing around it is one of your main challenges as an Aethermancer. Yup. Okay. Gain boots epic equipment. Evasion plus 25% on action. Chance to apply regeneration to self. Yeah, shame to lose that lance, but having that one guy apply regen to self, then applies regen to everybody else, which means tons of free healing. Which means I probably don't need to think about healing ever again in this run. This is very much a cleanse corruption and do big damage kind of dealio. It's a champ monster. You face them at the end of every biome. They're tougher, have more skills, and use 2 actions every turn. Whew. He's got 12. Looks like any element will knock that down, though. Oh. Alright. Seems like he might be vulnerable to Aether Purging, which is something to keep in mind. Okay, most enemies have a simple poise weakness. Some enemies have a special one. Champion monster isn't weak to any of the 4 elements. It needs to be hit with a great amount of hits to be staggered, regardless of element. Alright. Let's see. So we have Moisturize. Moisturize me. Okay, Earth, Fire, Earth, Water. Cleansing Rain, Refreshment. We should probably just give him Weakness, so it doesn't do that much damage to me. And fine. That'll give me plenty. Oh, I'm so glad I weakened him. Okay, let's start with Fire Fang. And weakness. Knock him down, get some of the stagger. Does he still get a move? Unsure. Looks like he does. But yeah, giving him weakness is extremely helpful. We might also need to figure out a way of getting more fire stacks for this guy. Well, I've got tons of water stacks, so we should just be using that. Okay. Just roar and redirect. We'll end up with stupid amounts of shields. And yeah, we'll just hit him. Yeah, my element generation definitely needs work. Ouch. Okay, he's reset. He's got Volcanic Guard. Can I inspect him currently? Yeah, so he's got a Retaliate going on right now. So to some degree, we're probably better off using this turn to chill. Instead of hitting him, because I'm sure that's going to go away after this round. It might also go away, ooh, if I hit him first. I think I'm still not going to bother. I think we're just going to shield up. And just wait for him to come after me. It certainly does hurt, but he's got plenty of healing. Okay, and boss no longer has retaliation. Yeah, I think this is the trick. There's sidekick. Ah, but if they've already done their action, we don't get the free action further. That's fine. Okay, could do an Ice Mash. Not going to be able to take him out, so might as well do Roar. Which unfortunately is not scaling as much as I would have liked, but we've got so much shields it doesn't matter. I thought we weakened him down. Maybe that wasn't this turn. Spore to stagger him. Probably just do damage. Yeah. I mean, we've got this very much in the bag. It's a group with an extremely good sustain, decent amount of damage, and some amount of corruption clear. Main issue is just getting enough fire elements that he can keep the sidekick running constantly, or another move that doesn't use fire that also generates sidekick. Two experience, good stuff. On attack, heals the ally with the lowest health by 2/3, tempting. Single target attack from any ally. If the enemy has less than 2 weakness, applies weakness to them. Yeah, might as well go for that. Because I have a lot of single target attacks. Let's see. Yes. Sidekick on attack, cleanses 2 debuff for himself, heals self for 4. Nah. For every 3 wind aether consumed by allies, applies sidekick to self. Yeah. That's just free wind right free sidekick right there. Talisman rare equipment. Okay, whenever a buff is applied to this monster, chance to get another stack. Basic attacks generate... Ah, shoot. I mean, sure. Hard to say no to that. So we got a cauldron, and it looks like there's another path, but it's currently not available. Maybe that's just one of the generic exit areas, but since we just finished a boss, we get a rest site. Okay. Cleanse a large amount of corruption from my monsters. That should be nice and easy. 20. Let's see. We've got another summoning portal if we want. We don't. Interesting. Another Aethermancer. Who are you then, child of soul? Are you familiar with my kind? That's unusual. My name is Synergies. Many things are known to us. Apologies, but who is us? And what are you doing here anyway? Why, this is our home, the Fractured Runes. Is there a better place to be on Terrace Day? And by us, I mean us. A humble trader living a simple and modest life, and his associate. Say hello, Sally. Are you aware you're inside the void? Yes, the void. A natural part of our world, I'm afraid. Life and death, aether and void. With the chit-chat out of the way, perhaps you're interested in my wares. Care to buy anything? So I can buy... let's see. End of combat cleanses corruption from self. Power chance plus 20% healing. Soul of a Sharoof. A whip or bonus experience. Good stuff. Let's see. Still have some gold. Oh, and I can buy another one if I wanted to. Europe. Experience is pretty much the only thing I care about. Unfortunately, because we can only have one item. Ooh, Forbidden Fortress. Because we can only have one item on each character, there's not really much of a reason for me to care unless it fits the character's build better. You're friend-shaped. Well, what do we have here? Another one of those ghastly void creatures. I'm an Aethermancer, actually. I mean you no harm. An Aethermancer? Your kind doesn't come around Pilgrim's Rest often, do they? Or at least they don't show up in my restaurant anyhow. That makes sense. Our kind doesn't eat or drink. How ghastly. Well, I suppose we don't have much to talk about then. Goodbye, sir. Unless those monsters of yours happen to have a better appetite than you do. Certainly. What do you have in mind, chef? Oh, you can call me Myrne. Or Myrn? My dishes will bring out the best of your monsters. I just know it. If they can stomach it, that is. Never hold back on my spices, you see. I see. You make my monster stronger, but at a price. Seems risky. Risk is the most important spice of life. Ha. Okay. Oh, I mean, who cares, right? Corruption? That's not a problem. Let's probably just give it to Jotun. But yeah, some extra corruption really isn't a problem on him especially. I think I got a void parry. Oh. Too much stew. Okay. Yeah, so we don't do wild damage anymore, which is unfortunate for me. Wait, but I can break this guy. Works out. Let's see, we could do a moisturize. Might as well. Yeah, sadly, we don't have any wind here to work with. Now we do. Now we have too much wind. Let's see. I don't know what they're doing, actually. What is this soup? Lava soup? I actually don't know if that's lava soup. No, they're doing invigorate. So they're healing and applying invigoration, so we don't need that. Let's just work on this guy. Yeah, so this is going to be kind of tricky. They have a lot of health. If we can kill the top guy, somehow, probably going to suit me the best. Because otherwise we're going to have some trouble getting through him. I mean, we're going to have trouble getting through them anyway. Regen... I mean, regen is just a flat 5 every single round. Rude. Almost got him. That evasion stack is extremely nice. Gives himself some shields. That's a lot of shields. Ouch. Ouch. Okay, moisturize self. Oh, actually we should probably do cleansing rain. Those burn stacks are tricky. Probably a roar. Heal him up some more, just because that was a lot of damage. And no point in going for the shields. Oh boy. That's a lot of healing. That's so much shields too. Ow. Okay, so this is rough. At least I have the ability to get rid of burn, slowly. And not all that well. I think we have to break him. There goes the sidekick. Yeah, it doesn't necessarily make this better, per se. Okay, so they're doing boiling soup. And they're doing snow mark. Let's nerf his damage a little bit, at the very least. At least now there's only 2 of them. Only immediate... Wait, no. We do wind damage. Inconsistently, but we do. Because I have Ice Smash. But we should probably stick with Cleansing Rain, otherwise the fire is going to cause me a lot of trouble. Okay, bit of weakness. Ooh. Don't pick the same target. Okay, good. Let's start with a free heal. Just to make sure he doesn't cook himself. Now, do we just eat some of that damage? It's extremely tempting. Break him first. I don't know if they take more damage when they're broken, to be entirely honest. Alright. Because, yeah, if we can take out one of the 2. Yes! Then they can't chain buff off of each other, and then all I have to do is just wait. Or, maybe not wait exactly, but I can bide my time, do some cleanses, and work my way up. And they're also weak to wind. That gives me some options. because that means the retaliate damage should be a lot. Lava soup. Okay, not as much retaliation as I was really gunning for on this one. Let's see. Haven't taken too much. Probably just give myself more sidekick. Weaken him down further. What ability is he doing? Oh, I forget which one that is. Boiling soup. Okay, damage against target enemy. Oh, I should have done the age bonus, whatever. Doesn't matter. Yeah, luckily the fire is proccing his retaliation shields constantly, which is extremely handy. Alright, worthiness is going up. Ooh, he got a lot from that fight. I guess the longer the fight is, the more worthiness you get. Whenever an enemy's weakness is consumed, redirect to self. Gains aging for every 4 age. Triggers an attack against all enemies. Okay, so we already have 1 aging. Two earth water hits. Damage of each hit equals age. Yeah. Like, some of the other perks are nice, but having him do turbo age stacking, with like a bunch of, damage of crit, on action, I think we get rid of this one. I love the randomized stats. The fact that you have, like, the fixed stat at the top, but then extremely powerful random stats below. The main problem is we don't do crit, and the chance of regen is kind of nice, but doesn't fit any of my current builds. Let's see. End of your turn, shield self for 2. Basic attacks generate additional fire aether. Is extremely good, actually. But I would like to get that on the dog. And also sidekick, if I can. Oh, there's another one in there. I think we have to aim for Soup Lad first. Namely because Soup Lad actually is a enduring problem. And thus needs to die. Yeah, I don't really have too much. Oh, I should have gone for the bonus age stack on that first turn. Oh well, it's fine. I guess we can just do some bonus damage to it. No, I should have done the regular attack instead, even if it's a little bit less. Because that would have given me some fire aether to work with. No, I mean, I guess we get some amount of fire aether here anyway. Yeah, moisturize self. Because that's... Is that 2 age stacks? That is 2 age stacks. Oh, that's extremely good. Yeah, I think I'm just going to take him out rather than shielding. And then... Do we weaken the Shambler? No. We weaken the Bat. The Shambler is actually a support tank type unit. It seems like it mostly just gives itself shield. Oh, and it has retaliate. But it doesn't pull me in. Okay, so that is one tricky part. That the decay is going to Decay is going to proc Retaliation. I don't think it's really that big of a deal, to be honest, but... yeah, I think we want to just try and kill the bat, if I can pull it off. I guess I might as well just hit the bat. Oh, we do get the retaliate. It's okay, that's not much damage. Ooh. Okay, so it does actually have its own attacks. Okay, Moisturize, I think, doesn't actually give it a stack, but that's fine. Do a Cleansing Rain. I guess we might as well. A little bit of shield. Looks like it's attacking me again. Does have Retaliate, but let's weaken him down. And then I think I'm just going to do Roar. Because that's actually a lot of damage, and I don't really want that angled at my dog. Okay, yeah, looks like he's just swinging for me again. But he has no Retaliate here. Do a heal. Not that it actually heals. And then Spore take him out the rest of the way. Because, yeah, we want to farm up as much of that bonus as we possibly can. Because I think we'll have enough worthiness. So defense +1 and 50 Aether Crystals. Yo. I wonder if those stats apply immediately. Like, I know they're useful for the next run. I hope they apply immediately. Property damage. Finances. Okay, so we can go to an Aether Spring, a merchant, or money. There's no real reason for me not to just go for the money. No, I see. That is not carpet that can be passed through. That's the money. But yeah, now that we know a merchant shows up after every boss fight in the, like, rest zone, we should probably just utilize that. Let's see, what do we have here? Well, more money. More money. And now if I could spend money on specifically... whoop, I really wish there was... I'd have to press a button to jump down. It's fine. Okay. Let's take a look at these guys. First ally and first enemy to use an action every turn gets terror or burn applied to them. Monster gains damage and evasion for every 10 debuff stacks. Ah, shit. This is going to be tricky, isn't it? Yeah, I could go for the regen. Oh, Hero Corn recharged at some point in this process. Maybe it was resting, probably recharged it. Either way, this seems like it's going to be a tricky fight. And part of it is my enemies are gaining so much more max HP than I am, which is rough. Basic attack gets me the fire element that we need. Probably just do another moisturize. Triggers decay. Ooh, gets me a stagger. Yeah, main goal should be to try and kill these guys. They've got weakness, front guy's down, burn wave. Ooh, very glad I gave him weakness. Please don't. Okay, didn't go for the dog. Yeah, the problem with the dog is it's, max HP is extremely bad. And that's rough. Okay, let's just take him out. And take him out. And yeah, I have no way of boosting that at the moment. Whereas my enemies seem to be getting beefier with every single round. Okay, what does Terror do? I haven't actually checked that yet. Let's see. Tooltips. Terror. First hit of an incoming attack does additional damage for each stack of Terror. Converted to wild damage, consumes half the stacks rounded up. Ouch. Apply weakness. Okay, decent amount of damage. And then let's do a roar. Yeah, keep him off the dog if I can. Because he can take it. And let's just kill him. Ow. I guess I should have applied buffs, but it's fine. Whew, that was a lot of corruption. Every 3 support actions, apply power to self. On attack, cleanses debuff from self. End of your turn does water hit to all enemies. Damage equals to 1 for every 5 healing received by allies. Ooh. I like Blood Pact. But no. Enemy's weaknesses consumed, heals ally with lowest health for 4. On attack, heals ally with lowest health by 2 by 3. I think I'm going to keep going. There we go. Magnus hit would be interesting, but let's go for momentum for now. Yeah, the amount of different build varieties that I'm seeing here is truly impressive. Like, there's so much stuff that I'm not going to be able to do this round and cannot wait to mess around with later. Okay, I want to get above these guys. Doesn't look like I'm going to be able to, though. It's okay. Yeah, like the extra hit equal to the amount of power stacked. Like, there's so much stuff that you could do with this, and I'm sure it's going to be... Oh, that was a whistle. I'm sure it's going to be absolutely wild later on. Okay. Might as well plonk the dog. None of this is really going to make much of a difference. I'll just give him some more weakness just because. Reactivates target monster. Whoa! That is extremely good. hate that fire element. I was hoping to get some more, like, permanent bonuses. Ouch. Be interesting to go for a heavy elemental purge build at some point as well. But I don't know how well I'd be able to pull that off. Okay. We're not going to be able to break that guy. But we can break the dog. Let's see. Probably just going to weaken him. There's no rush on the dog, and we're about to get a decay hit. Probably would have gotten this turn if I had. Ooh, that weakness is a good choice. Oh no! I need him. He's my primary DPS, and this is gonna be bad if I lose him. Oh, his max HP is 17. Or not? Okay. Let's weaken that down again. Go for another roar. The one thing I might want to consider is actually just swapping out the Mandragora. It's not as good as I was hoping it would be. Oh. And we didn't do enough. Well, it's okay. We'll be able to kill it. Oh yeah, do we just do a refreshment on self? Heals everybody else. Do we just do a Fire Fang? Yeah. And then this is the Crystal Rain again. So there's nothing I can do to block that damage. It's an AoE. But we can give him some weakness. Okay, might as well just heal him up a smidge. Okay, do we go for another fire attack? I mean, I might as well. Okay, so no, it does seem like his HP does go up to 38. So I guess I'm kind of curious about how corruption exactly reduces a thing's HP. Okay, regeneration healing +1. Ooh, extremely good. We get a level up. Okay, so corruption glands +2. So that means it gets rid of corruption. That's kind of good. Ooh. On support action from any ally. One weakness, the enemy with the lowest amount of weakness. I think we actually want to go for that one. I have a lot of support, and that seems like it would be handy. Wolpertinger's Soul. Okay, so we have an Aether Spring, a Merchant, or a Mystery. Oh, I see how corruption works. So it just reduces their maximum starting HP. You know, that's actually not as bad as I thought. Let's go for random NPC then. Okay, so, like, obviously lower starting HP is extremely bad, and is going to take some effort to heal up through. However, I can work with that. Used to have a wolf just like yours, Syrinx. Except it only had one head, of course. Yours must have twice the appetite, then. Okay. Jotun, new perk. Oh. On attack, deals an additional 2 damage hit. Or shield generator. I don't actually need the shield generator for the max health, so let's just go for the plus hit. I know he's a tank, but we need the damage. Whoop. I was actually not prepared for that one, but it's fine. I think I pulled it off anyway. But yeah, so I can heal this guy. Apply some more regen. I gotta check this guy again. What's it do? Start of combat, regen to self. Whenever regen triggers on this monster, regen to other allies, then regen on them. Yeah, so we just want to do a refreshment on self. That should help. Okay, then I functionally have nothing I can do. I guess we could break this guy, sure. Yeah, so corruption is not as bad as I thought it was going to be. It's still going to be extremely rough, and oh shit, they just all got power. Oh, this is going to be bad. At least the Batmen can be blasted. Let's weaken this one down. The problem is we're not really getting the the stacking that we need. Reset action is shield. Okay. We can work with that. That's some damage. Not too much, though. Oh, no. Well. That's extremely bad for me. For what should be very obvious reasons. Okay, moisturize self. I mean, the thing is, like, I can probably still manage it. But yeah, we're gonna need to go get a new lad very soon. Shit. Yeah, losing a party member this early in the fight is brutal. But yeah, I guess he just did not have much HP to work with. Oh, I should have just given him the extra HP with a cook. That would have been the trick. God damn, this is gonna go on for eons. At least my, like, main tank guy can really outlast anything. It's... I mean, both of these can. Corruption is going to be the big issue, but even then... Never mind. 29 damage. It's just... How is my wolf ever going to survive that? I do wonder if the number scaling might end up being a little punchy here. Well, at least we get that bonus damage. Oh, definitely have to heal self. Probably maybe should have thought about going for a regen. I've got to weaken him down. Ugh. I'm so glad I gave him the regen. This would be miserable without... I mean, even now it's still having some serious issues. Because, yeah, he's going to get the extra... What is that? 6 shield. Ugh. Let's just do a roar. And what else do we do? Could just generate a water. We're going to be taking some damage, though. Weaken him down. Doesn't take too much damage. Never mind. He's almost dead. That's extremely bad for me. How do they have so many actions? It's because sidekick, I know. He's dead. Okay. Oh. I should have paid attention. I got greedy. Oh, but it looks like we survived. For now. Okay, let's do that again. I'll keep him alive. And then I've got to just take him out. Alright, we're good. Kind of. Not really. Okay, doesn't trigger the sidekick hit. Give him some weakness. He gets to retaliate, which doesn't scale with power, which is extremely helpful, actually. Do I do a moisturize? Yeah. And then I think we do a roar. Because we're going to take some damage here. They're both attacking me. Does 2 damage in retaliation. But that did 21 in retaliation. Okay. We're going places extremely slowly. But it's still places. Yeah, sad part is, I still think Roar is probably my best. I'm gonna keep aiming for the crab, because I think the crab's gonna kill itself. And yeah, Stone Fist isn't doing too much damage to either of them. It's a little tricky. I really need to look into status effect damage. There we go. Yeah, so every 4 stacks of aging gives him what I need. Alright, let's break him down. We definitely need another DPS booster. Or booster another TPS character. But maybe somebody with a little bit more HP. Or, yeah, like I was saying, somebody with, well, more HP, but also somebody with, like, a status effect. Something I could just stack. Burn seems really good. Okay, lost a monster, happens to all Aethermancers eventually. Teleport back to the monster shrine at the start of the zone. And get somebody else. We just started the zone, too. Well, it's fine. Okay, so we do have Sharoof, who just has Ignite, applies Burn to an enemy. And that just stacks, which is extremely good. Has 40 starting HP. We have the Ooze. Let's see. Poison self whenever poison triggers on the monster, enemies take damage from it. Applies poison to the enemy. Poison to allies. So yeah, let's grab Sharoof. Hopefully it gets a couple levels to catch up. Looks like it did. Okay. Whenever the monster purges or steals an ether, breaks poison of the same element on all enemies. That's actually pretty good. I think I might still wait, though. For every 3 Aether purged or stolen by the monster. That's kind of good. Extra crit damage. Every third hit of an action is a crit. Oh. I think I'm going to go for Sleight of Hand. Let's see. Heals allies, burns all enemies. Damage against all enemies. Oh, but that's so expensive. I do like the heal burn, though. I think I can do better. Purges 2 enemy ether on interrupt. Burns enemies. How does that... Oh. That's interesting. Otherwise, Stone Edge. 3 times 6. First hit is a crit. Third hit would also be a crit. On interrupt, 6 fire wind to an enemy, 3 crits generates a wild ether. Let's just go for that for now. It looks like rather than going for burn, they seem to be mostly focused on crits. So be it. Ooh, that corruption is getting extremely bad. Okay, Soul Altar. Let's just go critical boon. What is this? Occult Ritual. Recent edition. Let's see. Oh, this is just lore. Sorry, I'm mostly trying to just see if I'm going to get absolutely wrecked here or not. I do really appreciate... Oh, yeah. The barrels exude a foul stench of sulfur. They contain thick red liquid. Without a doubt, it must be fermenting red wine. I can't indulge in it anymore, but those distant memories of my past still remain. The new residents of the Forbidden Fortress certainly seem to be comfortable in their own home, void be damned. Perhaps the void enhances the flavor, who knows? I like the little, like, lore details. They're neat. Let's see, it doesn't look like we have anything else. Oh, and they're weak to earth. Good. Oh. Probably should have gone for the soup lad first, but hey, here we are. Okay, so a lot of random attacks throwing my way. I think I have to do this. Yeah, the problem is my enemies are getting to the point where they have twice as much HP as me, which is tricky. Okay. We have to have Mandragora heal itself. We have no choice. Let's see. Applies one or more burn stacks to an enemy. Breaks a poison on them. Oh shit, so I should have actually gone for the burn heal. Yeah, because that might actually interrupt them. Yep. Or at least force them to do a basic attack instead, which is quite helpful. Pretty much the only round we're going to be able to do that for, but that's okay. Okay. We have a gazillion fire. Get rid of that one at the very least. Okay, so there's a crit, stagger, big damage. Let me see. So he's at that. I think I'm going to waste the water on that. We'll do a roar. So he eats a hit. We're lucky he'll trigger his decay on the next round. And I think I'm going to just weaken him down. Okay, so the new monster seems to fit the build quite well. We just need to get better stuff. Yeah. We also have no, cleanse. Yes, this is going to be a bit tricky. At least that helps. Okay, so refreshment on Mandragora, because we're going to need that healing, seeing as burn hurts. And they're all broken. So let's probably work on just toasting him down. Let's just do a regular hit. Yeah, so I'll have to keep an eye out for anything that lets me get rid of status effects here, as we are desperately going to need them, I'm sure. Because now stuff like fire is going to be extremely spooky. Some good damage. We're just going to take him out. Soup guy is annoying, but I could manage it. Oh boy. Okay. Well, I think as much as I'd like to continue with this run, I do think I'm going to probably have to stop soon. The video is already an hour and a half long, and, you know, after a certain point, necessarily no... Let's see. This is a single target, so we might as well have him just tank the hit. Yeah, it purges ether, but no way. No, he might have a retaliate. I probably should have checked that. Nope, he does not. Well, let's just do Stone Edge. For a decent amount of damage. Have him eat the lava soup. That's a hell of a lot of burn, but he can kind of take it. It's gonna freaking hurt, though. 13 damage on that one. Oh, but we get the stagger with the extra hit. That's extremely nice. Alright, well, let's just take him out the rest of the way. But yeah, I really like this game. I think the monster fights are extremely satisfying. The pixel art is gorgeous. I like the fact that there's a deeper sense of lore. The meta progression seems very sensible and potentially fun to play around with. Okay, at start of combat, whenever an enemy is staggered, apply force. Turns hit into a crit. So it's another free crit. On crit, deals a wild damage hit. Or 4 crits, purges an Aether. Probably going to go for a crit hybridization just for the extra hits in. Just because. Okay, drum. Support action cleanses debuffs. Temporary power to target ally, increasing regen of allies by 1. I'm sorry, we gotta get rid of those boots. I really wish I could have swapped those boots around, but hey, whatever. Okay, so yeah, I adore this game. I think the monster combat is a lot of fun to play around with. I think there's some really brilliant ideas present. Let's see. Loot drop epic? Yeah, let's just see what I can get. I guess this is going to be a boss fight and then we will end. If we're lucky, this might actually just be the end of the run, and then I don't have to worry about it anymore. Okay, another treasure chest. But the one thing I will say is, I do feel like the game should actually have less fights and be shorter. I feel like after an hour, I'm starting to get a little antsy and want to start a new run, if that makes sense. And I can save and quit, which is nice. Oh, good, we have that crit bonus as well. Antidote flask. Artifact. That's not the equipment, though. Well, I mean, I guess an epic loot drop is nice. I was just hoping to get a piece of gear onto my guy, but is fine. Okay, Void is chosen water. Whenever it... Okay. That's tricky. So we don't want to use water for this round. Let's see. Okay, gotta heal him before he gets cooked. Get some weakness, which is good. What's this one? Oh, heals and cleanses. Actually nice. But yeah, there were a lot of fights where I was kind of fighting the same enemies over again. And while I don't strictly hate that setup, it does kind of feel like this game could be twice as rewarding. And it could be twice as rewarding and have half as many fights and actually still be as satisfying of an experience. But because it's this longer run, I start to feel just a little bit... I don't want to say overwhelmed, per se. Is this still water, or is it going to switch? It's fire now. Well, it's okay. I don't have to use fire. Get him some weakness. Go for a moisturize. I do actually want to apply an amount of fire on them. Okay. Do I actually want to do... Yeah, I might as well do Ice Smash, even if it doesn't do that much damage here. And yeah, do we want to do a grapple? Purges an enemy's ether. No, I think we're just going to generate. Okay, go from there. But the overall combat, the build crafting, the pixel art, like everything about this is incredibly impressive. I just truly wish the runs were shorter so I could do like 2 runs in the space of 1, rather than one very long run that I'm like, yeah, this was fun, but I'm just getting a little bit tired by the end. Okay, so that did apply 2 burn to them as well. Good. Give them some weakness, so they do less damage to me. And, oh, you can actually even see who they're aiming at. I never really paid attention to it. So they're doing a team-wide nuke and then going to hit the guy on the bottom. So in that case, yeah, let's just offer, proc some shields. Because this way we can intercept that hit. Because he can take it. Reset action is power. But it's fine. We're absolutely cooking this one in comparison. Let's do another regen. Yeah, heals the team. Ice Smash. Yeah, I guess I'll just do an Ice Smash. It doesn't really matter too badly. And yeah, don't pick fire here. I think at this point we're just mostly gunning to do as much damage to them as we possibly can. Some weakness would have been good in retrospect. Oh well. Oh, shit. I did not bank on that doing like 50 damage. I will also admit, it does kind of feel like some of these numbers maybe are a little too inflated. And yeah, maybe I should be better about... I should be considerably better about some of these. Do we want to... I guess we don't have a choice. I'm just going to have him tank. I should be better about tanking, but it does feel like some of these attacks and hits are maybe a little bit too much. The fact that I can have a monster that is above half health getting one shot by just a stray hit from a boss feels bad to me, but I also recognize that, like... meta progression is part of this experience. Maybe I could have been doing better build crafting. There's a lot of things that I probably could have been doing better so that I wouldn't lose units like this. I guess if the runs are only 2 acts long, then it's not so bad. But if there's a 3rd act to this, oh boy. Oh no. Wait, is this just the merchant? This is just the merchant. Why is the merchant evil? Well... okay. Hello, Aethermancer. To make it this far, quite impressive. So you do remember. You look well. Have you enjoyed life? Your freedom? Us? We'd never imagined to complain. We take it your surprises robbed you of speech. Or is it guilt, who could say? Can you hear them? Farewell, Synergies. For your soul will rot in the eternal flow of Aether, as has their will. That is the merchant, right? Oh. End of demo. Yeah. Alright, good. Good stopping point. I guess I had a 6th sense for it. And I'm glad I stuck it out for just that little bit longer. I love this demo. I just truly feel like the runs probably could be a couple runs less. Or a couple fights less and still be a good experience. Just because, yeah, after a while we were fighting the same soup demon over and over and over again. I think we fought him like 3 or 4 times over the course of the run, and like if the runs get any longer, it is going to feel kind of exhausting. Maybe it's one of those where that is kind of the goal. The runs are supposed to be like 4-hour experiences that are very much just like a, hey, but what if we turn Pokemon into like a shorter 4-hour roguelike experience? But I still feel like roguelikes really thrive in that 1 to 1.5. Okay, permanent benefits, soul bond by the witch. Yeah, so we've got some things that we can potentially invest into here. But yeah, the 1 to 1.5 hour is kind of the sweet spot for roguelikes. Anything longer than that usually starts to become, yeah, just a bit of a drag. But on the flip side, the core combat and gameplay of this game is so good that it's kind of like, it balances. It just feels like it would be improved by being shorter. Anyway, I'm going to shut up about this and react to the rest of this stuff. Let's see. Okay, it's amazing what people have managed to build here. I hope people don't give you too many odd looks. I think a lot of them doubt that an Aethermancer would help us out. I don't blame them for being skeptical. Terrasday hasn't treated your people kindly in the past. That's why this place is special. I didn't grow up here, but it still feels like home to me. Anyway, let's not dwell on that. You remember what I told you about my special ability, right? You mean soul bonding, right? Exactly. Soul bonding ensures that you will always have your most trusted monsters at your side when you need them. Just need some aether crystals to perform my magic. How about it? Okay, so establish a soul bond. So all the different critters that I've found, I think add as sort of permanent boosters. Or permanent creatures. And I've got a decent amount of these. Let's grab the Totzel Worm. And the Ooze. Okay, do we have any other NPCs to interact with? It seems like this might also be currently limited, that I unlock more NPCs as I go through more adventures. Another Aethermancer, huh? It seems that, like that darn void attracts your kind like moths. Anyway, should mind my manners, welcome to our humble village of Pilgrim's Rest. Last stop before the fractured moons, no place as civilized as ours in miles. I'm Gustavo, Tavern Keep, Innkeep, Judge, Mayor. Pleasure to meet you, Gustavo. I'm Synergies. Likewise, as I was saying, another one of your kind arrived here just yesterday. They're by the cliff just up ahead and said they're an envoy or some such, here to study the void and strange one. A lot of pilgrims come through here, you know. Never bothered to make the trip to the holy city myself, truth be told, but I hear it's magnificent. When it's not the end of the world, anyway. Ain't seen 2 Aethermancers in a single day, though. We'll try to behave. Just another thing, did you find any Aether crystals on the way here? Perhaps. It's no secret those crystals are valuable to our kind. Pilgrim's Rest would prosper if we had a steady supply of them. I'm sure I could put in a good word for you with the folks around here in exchange. You get what I'm saying? If I give you Aether crystals, people around here will help me on my mission. Got it. Some of the others around here wouldn't mind sharing their services with you in exchange for those crystals as well. Let me put it in plain terms. Lily the Witch and Aloth the Envoy seem interested in Aether crystals as well. Why don't you and I make a deal first? Okay. So, can grant you perks that benefit you on future runs, granting additional resources and improving services. Yo, so this is our just generic meta progression. Upgrades the monster meal to cleanse 5 additional corruption. Start with 10 gold. Monster meal to increase the max HP of each monster by 5. Oh, it costs. That's unfortunate. And that's a single use. Or like one-time thing. Still extremely useful, and I like that meta progression a lot. Let's see. Where's our envoy guy? Well, this is where I spawn in. Ooh, I like the fact that the crystals have their own separate textures, kind of like a spacey texture that parallaxes in the background. That looks really nice. Let's see. So let's take a look at this guy. I see you found your way here too. The void is truly treacherous, isn't it? I actually wasn't ordered to go inside, but nobody ever made it into the council by following orders. Now that you're here, I should mention I'm a trained in Aethermancer enhancement. Take you're unfamiliar with it. It's a rather recently discovered form of magic. One of the benefits is a follower of Aquilus. By utilizing Aether crystals, I'm able to enhance the capabilities of other Aethermancers and their monsters. Not sure if the council will approve of it, but we do share a common goal, so I'll make my services available to you. Okay, so what can we do? Death save. Once we're run, if one of the monsters would die, save from death. Okay. Improves monster flask to hold 4 charges instead of 3, so that's the heal, I think. Heal 20 health, additional random soul, skill reroll, and monsters gain extra worthiness, rounded up. Nice. And god, that's a pretty thing. Oh, we even start a run here. They very, like, this look over the valley below from a precipice above. Very Hades, but I love the fact that this is how you start your run as well. Either way, I'm super stoked that this is finally coming out. I really, really enjoyed Monster Sanctuary, and it feels like this with a bunch of polish and time in the oven and more content and, yeah, maybe a little bit of duration fine-tuning is going to be truly something special. I love Monster Collection games, and I haven't really seen any good Monster Collection roguelikes yet. I think this is very much going to change that. But for now, at least, I should mention that the Aethermancer demo is available now, and should be available probably for the next 2 or 3 weeks, up to and through the next fest season, and hopefully longer. So if you want to give it a shot yourselves, just follow the link in the description below. Apart from that, I guess if you like this video in any way, shape, or form, leave me a like, it helps more than you know, and if you want to see more rad new games every single day, then hit subscribe because I got tons to check out and show off. But for now, thank you all so much for watching, I'll see you next time.